On this week's episode of Thompson Center's Outdoor Quest, we head to the Northwest Territories on a trophy caribou hunt. Hi, I'm TJ Schwanke. Welcome to Outdoor Quest Television. We've got a really special treat for you today. We're in the Northwest Territories and we're hunting on McKay Lake with True North Safaris. Well, we're actually supposed to be hunting today, but there's a raging blizzard going on outside. There's several inches of snow falling. The winds are gusting almost 40 miles an hour, so we're not going to be out hunting today, and the weather forecast doesn't look too good for the rest of the week either. But I've got a special guest on today's show, and we've got a story to tell about that. Well, my guest on today's show is Vanessa Harrop. Vanessa's been a longtime friend of mine, but this has actually been your first big game hunt. And you took a beautiful caribou with the 30-06 on your very first day here, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And you'll be seeing that on another episode of Outdoor Quest Television. But it was supposed to be my turn after that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
We kind of had a deal. You were going to take a bull, I was going to take a bull.
Yeah, and you were gracious enough to give that up when we saw this last bull.
Yeah, Vanessa took just one of the most spectacular caribou you're ever going to see. He actually grossed enough, he would have been a world record. He was a little bit uneven, so he's not going to be a world record for muzzleloader, but he's sure going to be in the top 5 for sure. And he's a Boone and Crocket bull, and we're going to see that hunt in a bit. But I want to talk a little bit about the gun we're using. Using the Thompson Center Encore 50 cal. The really great thing about this is Vanessa and I are shooting the same gun, but you're shooting it with 100 grains of Pyrodex, 2 pellets, 250 grain shockwave bullet, and I was shooting, or I'm going to be shooting it hopefully with 3 pellets, so 150 grains of powder. But we've been to the range, we know where it shoots for you, and we know exactly where it shoots from you now, right in that caribou's heart. And we know where it shoots for me, so I'm going to have a little more range with this gun than you did. You were real comfortable about 150 yards. I'm super comfortable up to 250. Nice thing about this gun, if we happen to tag out early, we can throw the shotgun barrel on and maybe do a little bit of ptarmigan hunting too. What do you think?
That would be pretty awesome.
Okay, I told you there was a little more to this story. we shot Vanessa's caribou late in the day. What time was it?
About 6:30.
Yeah. And they have a rule here at camp, no shooting caribou after 4, right?
4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I think 4 o'clock up at the end we were at. We were about 40 miles from camp.
Yeah, I think we were at the far north end of the lake, so we were about as far as we could go.
Big lake, McKay Lake's 100 miles long, and we were up at the far north end. This lake is full of reefs, full of islands. Guides are really knowledgeable, have no trouble running it in the daytime. At dark, it's a little bit of a different story, isn't it? We got about halfway back, and it was...
You couldn't see 2 feet in front of you. It was pitch black.
Like some of my cousins say, it was darker than the inside of a cow.
Oh, yeah.
It was really dark, and our guide, Keith, did a phenomenal job of navigating his way. We were shooting flares off so we could see the islands and reefs, and once we got close enough to the main lodge where we could radio them, they started shooting flares off so we could find the lodge. But it took us 3 hours to get back.
It was a little rough. It was very cold, too.
It was super cold. We both had sheets of ice on us. The caribou antlers were covered in ice.
Yeah.
It was really nice when we got back. There was a bunch of friendly faces waiting at the dock. They just grabbed all our gear. They said, get up to the kitchen. There's hot food waiting. This was, what time was that?
11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So
everybody else was in bed, nice and cozy and warm.
So yeah, we had a great meal. Came back to the cabin. It was all nice and warm for us. Yeah. So it wasn't that bad. And I think when you see the hunt we got coming up, we're going to show you here in a few minutes that it was all worth it.
It was worth every minute.
It was. That was, you know, that's really too bad though. That was the second big game animal, actually second animal you've ever taken hunting, right?
Yes.
It's too bad you had to wait that long to shoot a Boone and Crocket animal. Anyway, stay with us. You're going to want to see this hunt. It's really something special. Stay tuned for some great caribou action when Thompson Center's Outdoor Quest returns. Wow, would you look at that? Big old grizzly bear out there. We just talked to the group of hunters that flew out when we flew in, and they were saying they were seeing a lot of grizzly bears, and we just spotted one out here, and it must be on one of the kills from last week. It's Looks like it's really eating away. What a beautiful bear though. These are tundra grizzlies up here, a little different than the mountain grizzlies, and pretty spectacular to see when it's the first one I've ever seen, and it's quite the treat. It's looks like a pretty nice bear here. I know they said they've been seeing a lot in this area, so I think we're pretty fortunate to see it. There's a bunch of bull caribou just feeding not too far away here, just on a side hill, and looks like a couple pretty good candidates in it. We're late in the first day of the hunt here. As you can see, the snow's been kind of coming and going all day long. It'll blow a little squall in, then it'll all go. It'll blow another little squall in, and it'll go out. But you know, that's the thing when you come up here. We're on the last hunt of the year. It's late September in McKay Lake here, and winter comes to the tundra pretty early up here. So they were kind of pushing it this late in the year sometimes. There's a group of bulls right over here that looks like there's a couple contenders in. They're definitely working their way closer. There's 2 or 3 pretty good bulls in there. There's one with really wild tops, so I really like the looks of him. It looks like he's got a double shovel. You know what, Vanessa? They're coming pretty fast. Why don't we just move down here and see if you can find us a place to shoot from?
Okay.
Yeah, what an awesome looking bull.
No kidding.
Let's just get up here a little further and see if you can get a place to get down on the bipod. We're gonna have to hurry though.
Okay.
How about right here?
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty. You get down, get ready.
Okay.
Oh, I can't believe they got here already. Okay, just wait till he gets clear of those cows. Just wait. Okay, anytime. Good shot. He's hit hard. He's hit hard. Just let him go. He's going to go down. Good shot. Good job, Vanessa. He's hit really hard. He's hit hard. He's going to go down.
Okay, awesome.
Good job. Good job. There he goes. He's down. He's down.
Cool.
Unbelievable. I'm just going to go grab our gear. Why don't you go up there and see what you did?
Okay, thanks.
Wow, look at the size of that.
Holy, I can't believe it. Possibly muzzleloader record.
Possibly, yep.
Yeah. Shot it with a 50 cal Encore. Wow, that's really amazing.
Wow, good job.
Thank you.
Look at this.
So, holy. That's unreal, eh?
Oh yeah. Great tops. He's got
Yeah. Double shovel here.
2 nice
Look
double
at that.
shovels. Look at the fingers on these.
Incredible.
Got all these points. It's fairly wide. He's got a big palmation.
Back scratchers.
He's got everything you want in a caribou. The longest back points too.
Yeah. Freaking amazing. Really, really amazing.
So happy you got him.
Thanks.
Again, great job.
Thank you.
Look what you did. Holy mackerel. It was my turn to shoot. What was I thinking?
You're being a pretty nice guy.
Man,
Thank you very much for that.
You made a great shot. That bull has got everything. When I was up here about 5 or 6 years ago, I took at that time what was a new world record muzzleloader bull, and he's since been beaten by an inch. So I've got number 2 now, but I'm guessing I might have number 3 now. I don't know. This bull, you know, he's definitely going to be a top 3 bull. I've got no doubt about that. Boone and Crocket bull for sure.
Awesome.
He's got to go over 380 to make muzzleloader record, and man, he's going to be right there. Look at the bez on him, like beautiful long points, like great shovels on him. You don't find double shovels like that on a bull very often. You know, I've been up here. This is my 5th trip up to McKay Lake, hunting with True North Safaris, Gary and Bertha Jabe, and you know, it's hard to believe that it could get better every time, and boy, it does. Good. You know what? Even the better thing is,
What's that?
you're out of tags. I still got a tag in my pocket.
Oh no!
So you're gonna want to stay with us. This show is gonna be great. Well, it is great already. Even if I don't shoot a bull, it's gonna be great. But I know I'm gonna go through. We've seen, how many caribou have we seen today?
Oh, literally thousands.
We have
Just amazing, really.
a lot of good bulls. This is your first muzzleloader animal.
Yep.
Where do you go from here?
I don't know. I really don't.
Where do you go from here? So shot that with Thompson Center Encore, 100 grains of Pyrodex, shooting a 250 grain shockwave, and KO'd him. I don't know, that shot, we didn't have time to range it. Everything happened so fast. We saw these bulls coming across a ridge. I could see this guy, and you know, Keith, our guide, looked at him and said, we better shoot that bull.
Oh yeah.
And so we got in position. It was less than 100 yards, I'm sure. But he made a great shot. He didn't go far at all. It is getting a little dark though, and he says
We got a little bit of work ahead of us.
Yeah, we got to pack him about an hour to the boat, and then we got about a 2-hour ride home. So I'm guessing we might be getting breakfast instead of dinner. As you can see, the weather hasn't improved too much. Winds are gusting a little over 30 miles an hour today. We've had lots of snow, and it's kind of been doing that all week. Seems like time and the weather conspired against us, and I never really did get a chance to get out and chase my bull, but it wasn't a big deal. I was really happy to see Vanessa get hers. It was a real treat to accompany not only on her first big game hunt, but also on her first big game muzzleloader hunt. You know, the old Encore did it again. Knocked that bull down really, really quick. But unfortunately, we hope there's a plane coming for us today, so I got to get my gear packed up. Really want to thank Gary and Bertha Jabe from McKay Lake Lodge, True North Safaris. This is my 5th trip up here. They just keep getting better every year. Anyways, time to head back into the cabin and get warm.